Hello, it's Miss Billman, and this is Unit 5, Lesson 1 homework. I'm so excited for this unit. It is one of my favorite units. I know I say that about all of them, but seriously, this one is one of my favorites because this is truly 6th grade math that just gives me goosebumps. So let's circle the expressions. Expressions are things that do not have an equal sign. So you'll notice 3 multiplied by x equals 9. That's not an expression. Sorry, so I can just cross that out. But if I do 3 multiplied by x plus 9, that is. Even the number 13, that's an expression. R is equal to S plus T. No thank you. And then the sum of m and 4 multiplied by 5, that is 2. So now we need to write an expression that consists of 3 terms. Terms are things that get added or subtracted. I might find a product or a quotient first, but if I'm adding that to something, that is a term. So you can copy mine, or I challenge you to write your own. Or maybe do mine and write your own. Really push yourself to writing your own expression. So I'm going to write 6 multiplied by 3, and I have that in parentheses, and I'm going to add that product to 2, and then I'm going to subtract, I don't know, let's say 7. Now, that has 3 terms. It has the 6 multiplied by 3, which is a term that I multiplied together to add to the 2. The 2 is a term, and so is the negative 7, or the subtracting 7. Got ahead of myself. So when it says write an expression that consists of 2 terms that are numbers, remember, expressions can have letters as well. It might have 1 number and 1 letter. Maybe it will have 2 numbers. In this case, it needs to have 2 numbers. It could have 2 numbers and 2 letters. Same Z's. But make sure you're following the directions for what it's asking you to write. So I'm going to do 4 plus R, and I'm going to add another number to that, and it will be 3. So for number 4, we are going to be following the order of operations. The order of operations is PEMDAS. So parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. This must be done in this order. Super important. So parentheses, always first, no matter what. The exponents come next. Multiplication and division are done left to right, and addition and subtraction are done left to right. You can get a completely different answer if you do not follow the order of operations, so it exists for a reason. When I'm looking at number 4 and it says 18 minus 12 divided by 3, if I went through and did 18 minus 12 divided by 3 just left to right, I'm going to get a very different answer. So I must follow the order of operations. So I do the 12 divided by 3 first, that's 4, and I do 18 minus 4, and that equals 14. For number 5, I'm going to find the sum of 7 and 5 first. Why? Because it's in parentheses. So I do 7 plus 5, which is 12. I multiply that by 4, and I get an answer of 48. For number 6, I'm going to multiply. Now I'm multiplying that 7 and 5 right there, and I get 35, and it's 35 plus 5 multiplied by 7, which I still do the multiplication. I'm working my way left to right. Now I have 35 plus 35, which is equal to 70. For number 7, I'm going to do the parentheses first. 21 divided by 7. Now, I can write on all of my papers PEMDAS just to remind myself. That's a great thing to do. So 21 divided by 7 is 3. And I'm going to rewrite my expression each time. So 6 multiplied by 3 plus 12. So now find my multiplication. 6 multiplied by 3 is 18 plus 12. I have time to find my sum, and it is 30. So my sum for that is 30. Now I'm moving left to right. 36 divided by 3 is 12, and I do 12 multiplied by 2, and that equals 24. Again, I'm moving left to right. If I tried to do multiplication first, I would get a very different answer. So I would have done 3 multiplied by 2, which is equal to 6, and 36 divided by 6 is equal to 6. So totally different answer. That's why it's so important. So So my final answer is 24 because I take the quotient of the 36 and 3 and multiply that by 2. 5 plus 2, it's finding the sum first, which is 7. And that 7 is multiplied by 6, which is 42. And that gets divided by 7, which is 6. Again, following the order of operations from left to right. Now we're going to evaluate. When we evaluate, in this case, we have two variables that we've been given numbers for. So 60 minus 16 divided by a, and a is equal to 4. So I start with my division. 16 divided by 4 is 4. And I rewrite the equation each time. And you notice I put brackets around what I do first. So now I'm going to do 60 minus 4, and that equals 56. For number 11, I'm going to rewrite the equation. 2 plus 6 multiplied by 5. I do the multiplication first. And you can follow just like I do and put brackets around it. Maybe you circle what you're doing each time so you know this is what I start with. So 6 multiplied by 5 is 30. 2 plus 30 is 32. If I try to do this all mental math, I don't think I'd be able to be very successful. A multiplied by the sum of b and 5. See, it's different if I were just to say a multiplied by b plus 5. I'd get a totally different answer. So I do my parentheses. 5 plus 5 is equal to 10, and 4 multiplied by 10 is 40. And number 13 is b plus the difference of 4 and a multiplied by 9. So I'm going to plug in my numbers first. So 5 plus, in parentheses, 4 minus 4 multiplied by 9. Parentheses first. 4 minus 4 is 0. So let's rewrite this. 5 plus 0 multiplied by 9. Now I do my multiplication. I'm going to put a bracket around it. So 0 multiplied by 9 is 0. 5 plus 0 is 5. Great job solving along with me, and thanks for joining me on our new adventure of Unit 5.